Next on Worcester News Tonight, hundreds come together in the city to support Puerto Rico after yet another devastating power outage. Plus, a cab driver attacked in his own vehicle. Tonight, he's sharing his story on the scary encounter. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Schaefer. Days after Puerto Rico suffers from another power outage, Worcester residents gather together to see what more can be done to help. And as our Gretchen LaRosa explains, many of the discussion have close ties to the U.S. territory and are ready to see a change.
Worcester's Carmen Rosado has family living in Puerto Rico. She says the conditions are poor and she wonders why more isn't being done to help.
The evidence, I still don't know why Puerto Rico is still in the shape where they are after all the support that we're getting from here. So something is not really working, something is not right here. I don't know what it is, but it's very sad. You know, it's getting to the point that it's not only sad, we're getting, angry,
It's been more than 6 months since the Hurricane Maria devastated the island. Hundreds attended a town hall meeting Friday with Congressman Jim McGovern and Illinois Congressman Luis Gutierrez. They both say Puerto Rico has suffered significant damage and the government needs to step up and do more.
The country definitely mishandled the response to Puerto Rico. A terrible catastrophe hit Puerto Rico, and the Trump administration was asleep at the switch. I was there in January. The devastation was still evident everywhere we went, and Puerto Rico is still experiencing blackouts. I mean, these are our fellow citizens, but they deserve a lot more respect than what they got, and we need to do better.
We're not taking our wealth and our technology and our capacity to the people of Puerto Rico. This is not a natural event. They are literally refugees in their own country.
Worcester has welcomed hundreds of evacuees from Puerto Rico, but people want improvements for families who chose to stay.
I would like to see an improvement to get better the situation in Puerto Rico.
Now, to give an idea of just how serious the conditions are there, Congressman Luis Gutierrez says an estimated 1,000 lives were lost, and they didn't happen during the hurricane. They happened the weeks and months after the storm due to inaction. In the newsroom, Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.
Thank you, Gretchen. A hockey tournament taking place in Marlboro Friday aims to give back to important causes. This weekend is the second annual Heroes Cup tournament. It's the largest first responders hockey tournament in the world, bringing in teams from 27 states and 3 different countries. The teams are playing for 60 different charities. Founder and director Mike Matros says last year the tournament raised more than $150,000, and this year they hope to beat that number.
This year I'm pretty confident we'll break well over $250,000, but that's to all a bunch of different charities, and the dollar value is determined by how much the teams go all in. Why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone? Help out foundations, help foundations grow, while also doing it, in a fun atmosphere like hockey.
Matros says many teams are raising money for fallen officers and their families. The Boston Bruins Foundation are partners in the tournament. A Worcester cab driver is sharing a terrifying experience he had on the job. Earlier this week, a passenger pulled a knife on him and attacked him in the driver's seat. That passenger was arrested and faced a judge today. Our Chandler Walsh spoke with the victim. She has the details.
Faded bloodstains and bad memories. Harvinder Dillon recounts the moment he was stabbed by a passenger.
He stabbed me. He said, give me money, give me money.
The veteran cab driver says he was driving a masked passenger who asked for change for $100. After saying he didn't have it, Dillon says he was stabbed in the neck.
I saw that he had a knife. That time my body is hot. I know feeling for going bleeding, and then my blood is going all over.
Dillon says he jumped out of the cab and the passenger got into the driver's seat and tried to take off, but didn't get very far.
I thank for God, I still alive. Otherwise, that day I die,
Police arrested Robert Rutledge in the attack, as well as another alleged assault in December. He was arraigned Friday for multiple charges related to the crimes.
He's arrested. He's charged with armed assault for murder, armed and masked robbery, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, armed carjacking.
Dillon was stabbed 3 times. He says a 2.5-inch hole in his neck required surgery. The cab driver admits he's nervous about returning to work, but says it's something he has to do.
My wife says, you don't know to drive taxi. I say, what I do, I don't have any other job.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
Students across the country walking out of class Friday to protest what organizers say is lawmakers' lack of action on gun violence. The walkout happening on the 19th anniversary of the Columbine school shooting in Colorado. In Worcester, Bancroft Upper School participating in today's national walkout. Olivia Lemon has the story.
Dozens of students and faculty walk out of class at the Bancroft School. Students want to spark a conversation about preventing gun violence in schools.
We just want to see community engagement and see that students care about what's happening across the country.
Friday's National Walkout Day coincides with the 19th anniversary of the Columbine school shooting, where 13 people were killed. Junior Tyler Papula helped organize Bancroft's walkout. He says they chose to go to the gymnasium for students to have opportunities to do things like register to vote and send letters about gun violence to legislatures.
We wanted to do something, but we thought activism would be more effective.
Head of Upper School Lisa Baker says students have been working on this for weeks, and she's happy to see they're taking action.
It means the world to me that they're trying this, and I think all of us need to remember to support them in their thoughtful approach to this.
Baker says students will not face any punishment for leaving class today, and it's their choice if they want to participate.
They have to take responsibility for communicating with their teachers. They have to take responsibility for their work. It's their responsibility. It's not my responsibility to judge what they do.
Meanwhile, students like Papula say the administration's support has made it easier to communicate their message.
We couldn't have done it without their help.
And that was our Olivia Lemon reporting. State funding for bus services is a growing issue for the Worcester Regional Transit Authority and other public transportation. But one city councilor is looking at the possibility of bringing trolleys back to Worcester. These pictures from the Worcester Historical Museum show trolleys from the early 1900s. District 1 Councilor Sean Rose is asking the city to explore the option of a vintage trolley or streetcar system in partnership with the WRTA. Rose says the transportation would mainly focus on connecting colleges and neighborhoods to downtown. Owners of a popular bakery in Grafton are making new business ventures in central Massachusetts. The owners of Wicked Twisted Pretzels are opening new restaurants in both Grafton and Charlton. Friday, we got an inside look at the construction.
30s plus at the bar and then seating all around.
They may be known best for a popular snack, but the owners of Wicked Twisted Pretzels are now expanding to the restaurant business.
We've always wanted to be involved with a restaurant in town.
We're really excited about the progress we're making. We're designing a really gorgeous space.
Reunion Tap and Table is located on Worcester Street in North Grafton. Co-owner Sean Briggs has lived in Grafton for 30 years and says he wants to add to the town.
Westboro and Shrewsbury, there's 30, 40 restaurants. I mean, just Route 9 alone in Shrewsbury, there's probably 20 restaurants within a mile of each other. And, you know, Grafton has some wonderful restaurants, but there's a very small number of them. A lot of Graftonites that leave town to go eat, and we'd like to keep them in town.
The restaurant will feature American comfort foods with an international flair and, of course, pretzels. Briggs says a real highlight will be their beer selection.
We've been able to reach out to these breweries that don't widely distribute, and many of them have offered to send us beer. So we're going to have beer that you might not be able to get unless you were to go up into northern Vermont or Maine or New Hampshire and stop at that brewery. Now you'll be able to come locally and try it.
And the expansion doesn't stop there. The owners say they're also opening a beer hall in Charlton on Route 20.
We're building a giant 8,000 square foot beer hall. High ceilings, big community tables, lots of family style food served there. Again, a huge beer program.
Reunion Tap and Table is set to open early June, and the Charlton Beer Hall will open in the fall. A massive glitch for the Registry of Motor Vehicles. Officials say it caused them to tell thousands of drivers their licenses are suspended. More than 9,700 RMV customers received letters saying their licenses would be suspended for not paying outstanding fees. The registry blaming this on a technical glitch in the new software system. They identified the error on April 12th, and within 24 hours, the RMV sent out correction letters. Still, for some, it caused a lot of unnecessary worry.
My wife's pregnant, due in July. We have a lot of new costs that we're starting to have, strollers and things like that. So to get a letter from saying we might owe $1,200, it is pretty upsetting.
The Registry apologizing to its customers this morning, saying in part the RMV immediately corrected the issue on the same business day to notify impacted customers that no licenses had been suspended.